We're on a couple of things here. So, Israelis have proposed a bill to ban Christianity in Israel and make it an illegal offence to promote Christianity by word, internet, in the media, or via email, punishable with imprisonment of up to 2 years. Apparently, according to community notes, the proposal was in 2023 by two extreme MKs, was not about banning Christianity. It was a target against encouraging people, especially minors, to convert. The proposal was blocked by the Prime Minister instantly. Christianity is fully legal in Israel. But for how long? For how long then? Because, we're already witnessing the extremists. So then we've got the even more extremists that want to ban Christianity. And we can see this is in the works, because they understand that, Jesus is not going to be happy with the Zionists if Jesus returns, as the evangelists in America believe that he is going to return, which is completely ridiculous because, as I explained in my previous video, Jesus said is within all of us, you see. So how can he return? He's already here. Jesus is already here. We just have to search into our hearts and, hey, presto, there's Jesus with compassion and mercy and law and kindness and justice. Okay? Who says no to paedophiles? Who doesn't vote for paedophiles? Okay? Who demands The Hague for all of these politicians that have been involved in these illegal, criminal, evil wars? And how a nation like America can even hold its head up and stare at itself in the mirror of a morning is incredible, really, when you think that the whole of the military might travelled all the way to Iran to bomb little children at school. I mean, how sick and disgusting is that? Every single American should be hanging their head in shame. Every single British minister in Parliament, hang your heads in shame, because these are your friends, right? This is what your friends do. They go around bombing schools and hospitals, right? That's the first thing Israel's done. It's bombed schools and hospitals in Iran. They want to do to Iran what they've done to Gaza. And that, apparently, is a win, right? Who is it a win for? Is it a win for humanity? No. Is it a win for the WEF Zionist evil cabal? Yes, it's a win for them. That's a win, apparently. Total decimation. Hundreds of thousands dead. Traumatised, terrified. The whole global economy completely shut down because apparently, COVID didn't do the trick, did it? They've just developed a new strain of SARS. In fact, I'll get it up for you. It's on my profile. Let me see if I can find it. It is here somewhere. Here we go. I will leave you the link to it, but it's apparently it was 100% death rate. They used it to experiment on rats, who are a special type of rat because they've got a human gene inserted into them in terms of, I think it's how the gene that responds to a SARS attack, let's put it that way. So apparently that gene failed 100% to defend, the immunity to defend the rats from, which I absolutely abhor animal experiments, especially for humans. So, I mean, whether or not that means 100% of humans would die, we don't know. But why are they developing these things in the first place? Why are we creating these things? I mean, it's just a ticking time bomb, isn't it? We've already got the ticking time bomb of the ridiculous nuclear power stations that they can't even control a melt through. And there's 3 ongoing in Japan as I speak. Nobody talks about it. It's like, oh, it's not really happening. Well, it is happening to the sea creatures that are dying, okay? But, you know, we can just forget about those because we're human, aren't we? We don't think about animals. But that's what makes us human, because we care about animals, because we care about our planet, because we care about each other, because we care about children. But anybody looking down on this planet from space right now would not know that about humanity, would they? What they would know about humanity is that we could not give a fucking shit about anything that hasn't got billions of dollars behind it, that hasn't got some men with guns supporting it. Well, you know what? This world can fuck off to hell, okay? It can fuck off to hell. If this war with Iran now continues and they're going to do to Iran what they've done to Gaza, fuck off. Right, fuck off. I want out off this planet. Everybody, I tell you now, and as I said in my previous video, I have witnessed an event of light being. I did receive the message of universal law of abundance and compassion. These people want revelations. I say, and anybody of sane heart and mind says the same thing. Isaiah, we follow the little child. The needs of the little child shall be our guide in life. And not just this child or that child, but every single child on the planet. Their needs will be our guide. Okay? And we shall be gardeners of this planet. Okay, we don't need weapons. What we need is gardening implements, food, growing food and gardening, right? And we've got a multitude of hands available to clear up all the corporate filth. It's not humanity's filth. We didn't have any choice about the way we live. We just get born into a world that's controlled by monsters and their corporations. And we don't get a look in, right? We get in prison, shot, whatever, the moment any of us so much as raises a voice in most nations. The only thing standing between us and total tyranny right now in Britain is our human rights, and they're already attacking those. Okay? And, you know, this is my next point of call, which is, you know, David Lammy. He announces a new plan that will clamp down on extremist influence in institutions such as charities and universities from an authoritarian government that's attacking our basic civil rights. This is clearly another vehicle to target critics of the state. So, as Michael Walsh rightly says here, what they mean is they're going to rewrite UK law to make any criticism of Israel a life-ruining offence and make sure you're punished and made an example of through a juryless kangaroo court. Because that's the other thing that they're doing, is removing juries from courts. Now, we all have a human right to be judged by our peers, okay? That means our social equivalents. We, of the common people. That is our human right. And they're taking it away. Where's the fuss and where's the nonsense? Because they are using the wars to distract the public from fucking what is going on here. Because while we are looking over there and getting upset, which rightly we should be doing, and we need to do, okay, they're trying to pull the rug from under our feet over here. And I say that we surround Parliament and we get these bastards out, because they are genocidal fucking murdering monsters. And there's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. They're criminals. David Lammy is an evil criminal, right? That is what he is. He's a disgusting, evil criminal. Keir Starmer, exactly the same. A disgusting, evil criminal. They are Zionists. They are liars. They lied and cheated their way into office in exactly the same way the Tories did. Okay? They're liars, cheats, genocidal monsters. And they think they've got a right to tell us that, oh no, we're not having juries anymore. No, you're not going to be able to, you know, say anything against Israel or against the government. You're not going to be able to do that anymore because, this is King's Day now. We've got a king now. Honestly, you British people, I tell you, I've been at this for years, right? I've been explaining to people the dangers for 33 fucking years. And I've been laughed at. I've been told I'm an extremist. Oh, get your tinfoil hat back on. Through it all, 9/11, the fucking lot. And here we are today. Here we are today, witnessing another sovereign nation being threatened, attacked, children, mass graves for children. I'm sorry, no. If that's the price, right, if that's the price for the Israel's Greater Israel expansion, fuck off, right? We already went through it 500 years ago with all colonialism and it fucking stopped. It ended with World War II. That's when the people rose up and said, we've fucking had enough. We have had enough, okay? Never again. You are not going to be bombing civilians and causing mass destruction with your wars. Because previously, before World War I and the greater technology, wars were held in one place and people would fight. And whoever lost, lost. And whoever won, won. And then the, ratifications were made at the end of it. But World War I saw a new type of war that was then, expanded on during World War II. To the point where that was it. Dresden, that was it. Never again, never again, never again means never a fucking again. And it's happened again. Who for? These set of fucking European bloody Zionists. It's a made up fucking thing. Got nothing to do with Judaism at all, apart from that they claim to represent Jews when they fucking don't, and they collaborated with Hitler to get the rich Jews in Palestine, because the rich German Jews didn't want to go to bloody Palestine. Why on earth would they? Why would they leave Germany? That was their home, the nation they were born in, that their ancestors were born in. Why would they leave to go and live in Palestine? That by standards of Germany at that time was, it was an undeveloped nation, according to the way Germans were living. And the only reason why they left was because Hitler came. And Hitler forced their hand, the Zionists. Oh yeah, come on then. All you rich Germans, Jews, you come and bring all your money. You've got to come to Palestine now, otherwise it's the ghetto. And whatever comes after, and we all know what came after, don't we? The Holocaust. And then who was there to drink the blood of the Jews that had died in the Holocaust and use it to demand Israel? Oh, there you go. You've got Israel. Oh, no, we need more of it. We need more of it. We need the greater Israel, not just Palestine. We need a part of Iraq. We need part of Syria. We need part of this. Fuck off! And you think you can go around killing kids and babies in incubators, you dirty fucking bastards. I have had enough, right? I have. I can't live in this country anymore. I'm going to have to leave because it's my country. I was born in it. My granddad gave his life for it. But I'm going to have to leave because I just cannot be governed by such filth. And to witness the fucking... Oh, gosh, what can I say? The apathy, the fucking apathy of the public. Well, your children's rights are being shoved in the fucking bin and the future being held before them is to be a fucking slave to Zionists. Go fuck yourselves. If you can go to sleep at night and you have not done one thing this day to fucking address the shit that is threatening our children's future, right, then fuck off. You're not even worth the fucking paper your name is written on. Right? Because that's where we stand right now and that's how serious this is. Okay? So you better pull out of your fucking fucking nonsense. There's only one man worth voting for as far as I can see, and that is Zach Polanski of the Green Party. Okay? Jeremy Corbyn, yeah, well, he's there. But Zach Polanski is the man. Green. We have to go green. We need to get rid of all this nonsense and these evil people. Stop buying. Stop giving them your money. Stop buying Israel. Stop buying America. Because I can't do it, you know. I mean, I grew up in a household dominated by an evil, very mentally ill man but he was normal for his day, you know. He was racist, misogynist, he was a child abuser. He sexually abused me till I was about 13 when we fled. And because of that, and where we got placed after we fled, and then I was more sexually abused again until I was about 17. You know, well, until I was 15, and then I got put into care, and then I was sexually abused twice at work. Right? Molested and assaulted twice at 2 different jobs. That's the life I grew up in. And we were not allowed to cry. You weren't allowed to say no. You weren't allowed to cry, and you weren't allowed to speak your mind. That was my childhood. You think I'm going to sit back and watch them condemn a whole fucking generation to that? As adults? No. Get lost, right? Fuck off and get lost. You are not going to erase the lives that were lost through 2 world wars that won us our human rights, that won us international law. Okay, you are not going to fucking erase those. You're not going to erase those lives, and you are not going to erase the rights that they won, because otherwise you bastards are basically telling all the people of Britain that, look, all your ancestors that fought through and survived through 2 world wars, and many lost their lives through 2 world wars, right? All of that was just so the Zionists could get Israel. That's what it was all about, because they're the only ones that have fucking benefited from it, hasn't it? Because they're even going to dismantle the EU now as well. Right? 1 block at a time. Britain leaves. Oh, they're going to leave. Suddenly the European Trade Union is gone. Hooray, says the American corporation. Britain. Oh, yeah. Now Britain. Back to the corporation. Britain is now another crown-controlled tax haven, right? That's what it is. Go and look at your land being enclosed. 21st century enclosures, okay? Corporately owned. Teesside. Free ports, they call them. Or special economic zones with imaginary borders. Yeah, how long before we have to start showing our passports and ID cards to get into these economic zones? They are zones that are not covered within British law. So anybody entering those zones, whatever happens to you in there, has got nothing to do with British police or British government, because they've got no jurisdiction in them. Do you fucking understand what it means? You don't. But one day them walls will be up, and you will fucking know, and your kids and your grandkids and your great-great-grandkids will know, just because you're going to die. And you think, oh, well, you know, you're going to leave them to face all that, you evil fucking bastards. After what our grandparents actually gave their lives for us to live freely with our human rights, and you're going to fucking, well, just go to your grave knowing what's ahead for the next generation. Oh, I'm glad I'm out of it. Well, let me tell you now, you're fucking not, because you'll all be coming back to it. That's the reality. The children of today are your future mummies and daddies of tomorrow. Okay? Because how many of you are actually going to ascend high enough to get into the quantum energy paradise where all of Gaza's dead children are? Where all the people and children killed in these evil wars, they get straight in. No, you lot, you'll all be coming back. Right? And that is how it is. So, you know, call me mad, and, you know, Israel, yeah, come and kill me, or what you going to do? Threaten me family, or whatever. Do what the fuck you're going to do, right? But you won't change the truth. You will not change light being, the reality of light being, right? You will not change the reality of universal law of abundance and compassion. And as Revelations explains, that evil book that's been included in the Bible, okay. Lucifer is who you are installing into power. Lucifer. And under Lucifer, and it says it in Revelations itself, and the planet gets so bad, apparently, that God ends up having to destroy the whole earth and start again. Well, if that's what you fucking want, well, fucking enjoy it, you daft, stupid bastards. We have a choice about which prophecy to fulfill, right? God doesn't bring prophecies and say, there you go, that's what's happening. We've got free will. We have a choice. Not everything that happens on this earth is God's will. And people need to get that nonsense right out of their heads. It's human will. It's mankind's will. It was man's will that's bombed Gaza and turned it into a desert of rubble. It's man's will that how many children are dead now in Iran? How many people? How much destruction and devastation? And why? Why? Because Israel had some paranoid belief that Iran had a nuclear weapon when there's actually a fatwa issued in Iran against any nuclear weapons, because they've been declared un-Islamic because of the destruction that they caused to the environment. Because Muslims aren't allowed to cause that kind of destruction. The Muslims that America and Israel have been pouring guns and fucking weapons and God knows what into, ISIS and Al-Qaeda, they don't care about the environment. They're not Muslims in the sense that a lot of people are Muslims. You know, they are players. A lot of them are just fucking Mossad. And they're influencers. They get in, they start influencing. Look for the weak-minded. People with paranoid fears. They feed on them. They feed on them. That's why Jesus asked us to forgive. Gave room for people to repent. Because, you know, the universal intelligence understands that people can be persuaded and cajoled and pushed and deceived, you see, and lied to. And then when they know the truth, suddenly they change their mind. And that is why it's important that people do receive the truth, the facts, and they're allowed to make their own mind up. And then they can turn around and say, well, actually, I don't believe in this. And yeah, I'm sorry, Matt, I was totally programmed and brainwashed. Yeah, come on out of it. Come on, we will help you to repent. We will help you to start again. We will help you to become a real human being and enjoy your life as a real human being should live. You see, because the universe isn't about punishment. It doesn't punish. Anyone who fails to uphold universal law and live by it, that is a punishment in itself. That's why some of the prophets warned about the horrors to come. Because people weren't living by universal law. And unfortunately, if you ignore universal law, and it runs all the way up, you see. Because, you know, if you step off a cliff, if you ignore the law of gravity and you step off a cliff, you will fall to the bottom, you see. That's not a punishment. That's just reality, you see. And the reality is that once you let go of human rights, you are reduced to the status of animal people, and you will be treated the way they treat animals. And the animals will have no rights either, because that was another thing that we fought for, animal rights. But they'll be gone as well, and children's rights will be gone. And come on, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you really going to continue wasting your life, you know, shopping and blah, blah, blah? And it is a wasted life if you're not including in it actions to speak out, actions to alert people, actions like writing to your MP, because that's your power, you see. And it will be your fault because you failed to use your power. You could use your power to go and buy stuff, but you're not using your power to hold authority to account. That's why you've got human rights, you see, to do that. And because you're not doing it, and you haven't done it, people of Britain, but instead you just keep pointing your fingers at small boats. You know, all of these people that are with Reform now, how many of them have got organised and gone to the ECHR to demand that British people get their human rights to shelter, to help the homeless? Because the ECHR is standing there. Why haven't they fucking used it? Have none of them got enough money to put together, you know, that the higher ups among them, like they've got money to funnel into Nigel Farage's fucking party, right? But they've got no money. Those same people have got no money, who apparently care so much about the British people, right? Why have none of them ever paid a group of lawyers to go to the ECHR and demand that Britain provide shelter for its homeless? That it's created through its policy of austerity. Why has nobody ever done that? But instead, they get this party together and plug loads of money in it in order to get us, to persuade us to scrap our human rights. I mean, fucking hell, how mad can you be? And what for? Oh, for Nigel Farage's Bill of Rights that nobody's seen, that actually belonged to David Cameron, was penned up in a Tory back room, okay, by David Cameron, and Patrick Rock is paedophile bloody senior cabinet minister advisor. Okay, yeah, sorry, go away. Go away. Go away with your fucking nonsense. And I do feel really angry towards these people that actively want to scrap human rights. Like, fucking hell. You might as well just say, you know, I want your children to be a slave. I want slavery back. That's what they want, these people. But they don't realise that they will be the slaves, you see. That is what is so mad about them. Same with all these that voted for Trump that are now regretting it. He said he was going to give us this and that. Yeah, you don't believe a liar, do you? You don't believe somebody that wants to scrap your human rights. You don't believe somebody that rapes kids. Okay. But David Lammy believes in a man who rapes kids. And so does Keir Starmer. And so do the Tories. And so do all of Reform. Right? Reform. Trump, Farage's hero. A man who rapes kids. Who kills kids. Who murders people. People on fishing boats in the sea. Right? Even the survivors of his bombs, he makes sure they're dead as well. That's the fucker. Right? These are the fuckers that are controlling the world right now. Well, you know, obviously, I'm such a great threat, me, aren't I? You know, a simple carer. No political party behind me. No money behind me. No weapons. I haven't got any weapons. Certainly no weapons of mass destruction. Right? Because, you know, I'm not here to fight flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high and low places. Okay? And everybody who is on the side of humanity needs to understand that. You are with the light is with you, and that is our job. Spiritual wickedness in high and low places. We don't use physical violence or physical force. We are a force of consciousness. And you need to rise up, because I'm sick to death of being on my own. I'm on my own in my community. I know there's loads of other people out there like me. It's about time we started getting together. Who's going to unite us? Will that person please rise up? Or is it going to be the Green Party? I don't know. Are they going to include spirituality into their party? As it seems Labour and Tories and the Lib Lab Lobs and the Reform Party have included Zionist spirituality. They're all serving Zionist spirituality, aren't they? Because it is a spirit that is attacking us. And it's a beast. Okay? So, yeah, I think these are the times, and you know, when they start announcing, a new plan to clamp down on extremist influence in institutions such as charities and universities. Fuck off. Right? Fuck off. What we need is to cut down on extremist influence in Parliament, such as Zionism, okay, is one. So, anyway, that's the end of this video. Before I go, I'm going to leave this to play. If you tolerate this, your children will be next.